What's up, everybody? So I wanted to do a quick state quals recap. A lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of races kind of go over, and some opinions on some things. So let's dive right in. So first off, I want to start off with the 5A girls, the odd race, Division Two. So for one, hey, Fort Mill girls, they look great out there, super easy. Obviously, they were taking it chill. Um, you know, Kaylee looks like she's gonna win this thing. I think she looked really smooth yesterday. Obviously, you can't take out Olivia, just from obviously the experience her senior year, um, kind of everything in the mix. But I think Kaylee she's had such a strong season. It'd be shocking for her to lose it now. Um, and looking at the way the course was run in the past 2 days, she went out, took control right from the beginning. It seemed like, and pretty much held on the whole time. So a very good race from her. Looked really strong, and yeah, we'll see how state shapes up. All right, next is the even race. So on the girls' side again, Susanna Martinez, West Florence. We saw her in the regional race. Look great there. Continue to look great here. Won by over 40 seconds, or roughly about 40 seconds. Um, again, I'm not too sure. I think she's just a little behind when it comes to the Fort Mill girls at this point, quite honestly. But nevertheless, like, did what she needed to do, made it on the next round, and that's what it's all about. All right, on the guys' side, 5A D2, the even race we'll start off with. Caden Nance, again, looked strong from the beginning, was in the lead, I want to say, all the way through the first mile. With, Alex Rose and Brandon Rogers, honestly, it's cool to see, Brandon. I've been a little hard on him the past couple weeks just because I think like he's such a key part of that Chapin team. And yesterday proved like he was a little bit in the back, not too far off, but probably like fourth, fifth, sixth around there for most of the race. And came on really strong at the end, had a decent kick. But then again, like nobody's going out there trying to destroy themselves prior to. But Chapin looked good, Caden looked good. Obviously, again, when it comes to 5AD2, I mean, you got to put Caden in the mix. Like, he had such a great race the other week, and then here it seemed like he was cruising. So you can't. It's hard to tell too much of like what anybody's really like, how much effort everyone's putting in. I mean, I think honestly, Alex, I think he can compete right up there with him. Um, but again, you just never know. State quals is such a mystery. All right, so on the odd race now, Fort Mill guys, 1, 2, 3, and 4 going through. Connor led most of the race. It seemed like I think he fell off a little bit prior to the 2 mile. Um, but nevertheless, like I still think he is a force to be reckoned with. I know he was a little bit off of what his teammates were running, but Hudson Haley, hey, great race from him, taking the win on that. Um, when it comes to Fort Mill boys and that kind of race. It looked like they were chilling. I would have liked to see them pack up just a little bit more. Kind of like what JL Man kind of did, especially because fifth was Robert Sadler and he ran 17:20, and Hudson ran 16:36. So it's like, well, I mean, you could have easily backed it off all the way even to Connor and just came in together. But nevertheless, I mean, I think there's just ways of going about it. And again, like we're gonna talk about, a lot of teams kind of played it. Most played it the same, but some hey took chances and kind of wanted to get out there and get a good effort in. So kudos to Hudson and those Fort Mill boys. All right, now we go to the 5AD1, and we're gonna start with the odd race. So Jacob Powell got the win over David, Joseph, and Brendan. You know, he got the win over the Spring Valley guys last week at Regions, and looked good. And when it came to this course in Newberry, I have always felt like Brendan kind of just has an advantage. Um, I mean, again, he's the reigning state champion, so you got to give him the respect. But I will say, watching that race yesterday, Jacob looked so smooth. He made it look so easy, like he's done all year, especially towards the end. I'm a little on the fence just because he hasn't run. I mean, his PR is from September, Heathwood Hall. But then you got to look at Luke. Look at Luke. His PR is from Eye Opener. But he hasn't lost a race. So, but still on this, like yesterday really opened my eyes to, I think Jacob actually has a shot. And at winning this whole thing, and it's gonna take a really good race, but he's hard to bet against right now. He just made it look so easy. So kudos to Jacob, and obviously even David had a great race, man. Getting second, I think that put to bed quite a bit of the ups and downs. And like I put last week, like Somerville, I've probably been the hardest on that team out of any team um, this season, just because I just they're so up and down. But they ran well too. They packed ran, and it's always nice to see those green singlets come together. So again, really good race though. All right, on the 5A D1 even race now. Hey, Luke took the win. Again, not much effort. I mean, he did have Evan, and that's actually a surprising one too. The Dutch Fork boys, man, they 2-3. Now I don't know how much Malden was going. I do got to talk to Coach Watson about that one and kind of see what the game plan was. But I mean, again, when Luke's tough, man. Luke is so tough because he's beaten every single South Carolina boy this year except one, and that's Wilson. Um, it's tough. Is it going to be Luke or is it going to be Jacob? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, Luke yesterday ran 16-17, which again, chilling, chilling. Um, it's going to be interesting though, but I thought that it was a pretty good race, even out of Evan. Honestly, I think Evan's been kind of a dark horse ever since Coach's Classic as well. He's been coming on really strong the past few weeks. Wish I would have seen him a little bit more in Lexington counties. I thought maybe he had a little bit better of a shot there, but nevertheless, like having a great kind of end of the year. All right, on the girls' side, 5A D1 odd race. Hey, Ella again. She makes it look so easy. I honestly don't think anyone's gonna catch her. This is hers. She has to just go out there, run smooth, run the race that she needs to, and call it a day. I don't know, but I'll talk to Coach Young about it. I don't know if you want to go after fast times or just completely string out the field, or are you gonna make it tactical? And because I think she has everything in the arsenal to kind of toy with. I mean, yesterday, like I said, she looked smooth, wasn't crushing it, and obviously she ran sub 18 on that course at Coach's Classic, so she is more than capable of doing it. And then Anna Kelly, hey, again, solid race out of her too. Big gap from 2 to 3, looks good. I think she's going to be anywhere from you know second to fourth. I think she's going to get a really solid finish at state. On the girls' side, 5A D1 even race. Taylor Blackwelder, again, uh, good race out of her. She is somebody who can, if you tell her to run 1820, 1840 range solo, she'll do it. She is such a strong runner. And I've seen so many results of her throughout the year just running solo and making it look easy. And she's dependable, that's for sure. Now, again, kind of like with Anna, do I think she's going to be able to catch Ella? I don't think so. I think she's just a couple tiers off. And honestly, like, I mean, Ella, I'm pretty sure she's the only girl in 5AD1 who has even broke 18 this year. So, and obviously by 30 plus seconds. So it's gonna be a little bit. I still think she's got a good battle. Taylor does with both Anna's and even Savannah Davis at a River Bluff. I thought she looked really strong the past couple weeks. Not too sure what she was doing yesterday. Again, people are kind of conserving, as we saw with like the whole Lexington team, really conserving. So, nevertheless, it was a good race from her, and we'll definitely have to see how she kind of finishes out. Onto the girls' 4A odd race. So, from this one, honestly, when you look at Ross, Faircloth, Liddy, like it, there was gaps. There was gaps, and again, I'm not too sure how much of everyone was kind of wanting to roll with it. Ross definitely took control. She has gone sub 18. Well, sub 18 for that matter. So we didn't really get to see like the whole matchup that we wanted to with obviously with Julia. But nevertheless, like even Bluffton, they took a chill pill this week. They made it through, but obviously, like I would expect those girls also to kind of battle up there for next week. But overall, just chill race. So it seemed like everybody was kind of chilling in this one. All right, on to the 4A girls even race. So, kind of again, Julie McKenna just honestly took control from the get go and kind of held it that whole way. Honestly, with Nora, Bishop England, I'm not. She has such high potential, and I just feel like we didn't see it much this year. But don't count her out. Like she has good speed. I think if she can just hang on, um, and coattail some girls, let them do the work, hang on till the end. Like she has the speed. She can really, maybe turn some heads. And honestly, she'll probably be one of the dark horses of next week's race. We'll just have to see. All right, 4A boys even race. We're gonna start off with, uh, hey, Talon, man, dude, this kid has been taking control the past few weeks, or even the past month. It's nice to see Jackson in the results, but I don't, and it's hard to tell, man. It really is hard to tell of who is like trying to go after it, who's trying to conserve anything. But like, just from the eye test, Talon looks good. Talon looks strong. I'm not sure. It's weird. It's really weird because this is his first year, and like Jackson is, he's had a good season. But again, when you look at Jackson's like, hey, when the PR, man, the PR is from September. So it's kind of hard to judge off of that if you're in that kind of shape right now. And obviously Talon just ran 15:20 last week. So obviously, Talon's got it. I'm not sure if Jackson was hurt. He can probably comment in this video if there was something there. But yeah, really good race out of him. And he's definitely going to be, um, maybe the surprise of the season of just, again, a new guy coming into the state and taking the win. All right, and then for a odd race, Keller Brown, he got the win. Again, he looked pretty smooth too. Obviously, he has some competition to go with. I'm not too sure. Him, Keller versus Talon versus Jackson. I mean, there's a plethora of guys that are in there. Even Connor Good, Bishop England. I like Keller. I really do. I think him versus Talon. I don't know if we've seen that. We're gonna look back in the results, but I like Keller, man. I think if I had to guess, and the prediction contest is coming out now. That's a good race, a really good race. I think Keller, um, mm, he may have it, but I'm not sure. But he looked good yesterday. Again, keeping it chill, no problems there. So we'll have to see. And then last, this is the only one I want to touch up on in 3A, which is the 3A boys odd race. Wilson got the win by over a minute. Looked super strong, chill. Honestly, again, I think it's his to lose at this point. He just looks so good, and he's the only guy who's beaten Luke this whole season. So he does have it in him when he definitely needs to turn it on. The one thing I will say too is that, and this is interesting to say the least, but GMC, they didn't run a single one of their varsity guys and went through, and kudos to those guys. Like, if you can do it, but I think, and I've had Jackson and you know Chapel and obviously the coach on the podcast, and so I do like them, and but I think what they did is probably everything wrong with state quals. Um, but I think they exposed it in a good way, because I'm a huge advocate right now for, we got to change the way state quals is run, because I think, like, you have a team like that, they shouldn't even bother. They shouldn't bother being there. You know, they're a good enough team where they should have the complete week off if they want. Um, and that's why I think, like, if you win your region, it's an automatic buy, to the state quals, like, or through state quals and onto the state finals, because you have that, and it's like, why do they even have to show up? You have teams like JL, man. Why do they have to show up? Lexington, why do they have to show up? There's no reason, and you get races like that to where, and it's nothing against everybody else, but those teams are just, they're at the top right now. They're not going to run their. I mean, I think JL Man actually ran their guys, but I mean they coasted it, and they had a 1 to 5 with 0 seconds, and they're 6 and 7. We're not far off the pack, and they ran together as well. I mean, textbook execution of pack running. But it's like, again, with GMC boys, it's like, why? Why go out there and run your varsity if you don't have to? And I mean, obviously they had an easy kind of coasting way to run their JV boys and still make it to the states. So something to think about. I think there's a lot of questions I have with state quals, and a lot of, hopefully, proposals to even submit or bring it up at least. And we're gonna do that at the end of the year. But that was something I wanted to touch base on, because I thought that was it was great. I mean, if I was the coach, I would probably be considering the same thing, but it's like it sucks for somebody who's like who wants to oh like I'm excited to see the GMC boys and they're not there. It's kind of like basketball when you want to go see LeBron James and you sit on the bench. But nevertheless, I get it 100%, and I'd probably do the same thing. Um, but yeah, so that's my state quals kind of wrap up. It was a long 2 days, honestly. The hills at Newbury, you guys have been complaining about all year long, and I haven't been out there for roughly a year. And yeah, running up that hill 24 times was pretty insane. So kudos to you guys who got to do it, especially obviously with heading into the second mile there. But definitely a new respect for Newbury in those hills, and it's definitely a tough course. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you at States.